Hello, hello. Welcome everyone to this part 2 of what I'm calling the CLC65 listening sessions. As you can see, my setup is a little bit different. I'm not at my desk. I'm here in the room. I've got multiple cameras set up. I've got microphones set up behind my head in stereo, so they're not completely straight because the camera's off to an angle. This is straight, so they do pass my head when I am listening, so the stereo image of the sound should be pretty good. Hopefully the levels are really good as well. If anybody's in the chat really early, please let me know how the sound is, if you can hear any kind of like anomalies. I have a fan going in the background, but it should be pretty quiet. It may be somewhat audible. Not really. It looks like on my chart there, one of the mics might be picking it up. Anyways, what I want to do is just intro into this listening session with the speakers in the background. I'll switch my camera up so you can see what's going on. You don't need to see my face for this. This is the setup in room. I will be here in the chair for the duration of the session. I will start with a CD that I normally use for my copyright-free play. I will set the volume at a nominal tone. Everybody can get used to what they need to right now as far as volume is concerned. Later on, I will switch over to streaming and play a couple of copyright songs that I didn't get to play last time, but I have on a list that I'd like to just showcase. So without further ado, here is a copyright-free song that I normally use via CD through my system. I will talk about it a bit later if anybody has questions. And we'll be on for about an hour or so, depending on how the chat goes. But these are the CLC65 speakers, and here's a stereo image microphone demo. Check for clarity on my head. No, the subs are not on. These are off. So I'll reduce the volume there while we have a chat. Well, welcome everybody to the stream. This is a little bit different. It's a little more casual. A lot of streamers and podcast review type people will usually not do a live. Well, sometimes they will, but then the sound obviously is left out. This is good. I like to hear this. The levels sound good. Thank you for being here. It is good to have some feedback in terms of what the sound is like. Now, the microphones are behind my head. They are left and right, condenser microphones, phantom power. I'm using the Zoom audio interface right here, USB to the computer. I've got it set to 96 kilohertz frequency range in terms of sample rate. I don't know much else about that. Everything is going to get compressed through the streaming software, so it's not like a genuine representation of the recording. And obviously there's my room to play with the sound, and then the cables, and then the device, and then the streaming, and then the compression, and then the recoding, and then whatever's in your system, if it's a TV, if it's a whatever it happens to be. Hello, good evening from Denmark. Yes, as Martin is in Denmark now. It is, 10 p.m.? I wanted to bring on this live session early so we could play some songs. We can have some chat about the speakers, anything that's technical or anything that we need to bring up. I will obviously put it on screen here so we can see. I don't want to talk too much over the songs. I'll play another song for demo's sake, and then we'll move on with some conversation from there. And as long as I get some songs in here so people can actually hear the speakers instead of me, which is what people are going to want to hear anyways. So let's move on to a different song. Hopefully all the songs stay the same. When I switch to streaming, we might do some adjusting. I can turn the volume up and down. Say hello if you're in the chat. Put a comment down. Let me know where you're listening from. So this song is playing off of CD. The DAC is in the preamp. The streaming device will have its own DAC. We'll switch to that afterwards. Is anybody a fan of bass? Everybody's a fan of bass. So the last stream that we had, someone had said that the low end in this one was actually really good. So let's see if we can't represent that again in this different mic position. Lots more bass there. Thumbs up, good stuff, sound good, levels good, you guys okay? Anybody still awake? This is good. That really is the point of bringing on such a demo like this with a live 2-channel microphone, sensitive microphones. some of the clarity mixed in with the song. I know nobody's going to know the song, and the only way you're going to be able to hear this is if you look it up on YouTube, because the album was never really pushed to streaming. It's a CD from the 90s. This is the copyright-free song CD that I use all the time. Amazing that it's in CD quality to get this kind of refinement. Like if the low end is reading true through the whole process and degradation of the signal from my side to your side, that's still really incredible. That means the microphones are indeed working. What I would like to do is switch over to some streaming. I've got a selection of songs on a playlist that I've dedicated for this. This is a couple of songs that I put together. Let me see if I can... I guess it's not really going to make a difference. You'll see kind of what I'm talking about as we go along here. These songs are copyright. They will be played through Spotify. It's just the easiest way for me to do that. The DAC is going to be in the Eversolo unit, the Eversolo A8, streaming and DAC through XLR balanced outputs to the Michi P5 preamp, P5 V2 preamp, to a pair of, let me go back, a pair of, on the floor there, you'll see these are Purify Module 7040 SA monoblocks with a 47K capacitor board and micro audio power supply. These are built by Buckeye Audio. I have two of them, so each speaker is mono amplified. Great separation there, great power control. I've heard the best dynamics and micro detail in any speaker yet with these. These have continually surprised me. And the more that I play them, I feel like they're revealing even more and more, and they're just getting smoother and more articulate. It's actually a treat right now that this is actually possible. So let me switch the music over, and we'll go from the CD demo to some streaming demos, and we'll keep up the conversation in the chat here. And let's see how everybody enjoys the song. So, bringing on the playlist. So this is just a playlist that I had set together. I got a number of different songs that were available, copyright free, and I'll just play the first one. It's calm, it's jazzy. I'm going to go from calm to harder, more bass demos actually on the end of this than I had in the last demo. Just want to see how it translates. And bass is always entertaining. So let's go with the first song. I'll check the levels as we go here, and let me know what you think. Oh, this was not connected to my system, so let me play it from here. Make sure that my computer is connected. There we go. Pick up the triangle. So that's one of the songs that I've been using for demos at multiple shows. I've played at home a couple of times. I do enjoy that song. It's got a lot of nice clarity. There's a lot of air around things. I like to use it for separation and just details, that upper end. So we're going to move on to another song, a little bit more, let me see, let's get back to my playlist. So let's do this so you guys can see what's going on. I'm going to move on to another song. It's a little more, it's like a solo guitarist. Got a little bit more dynamics in the song, something different from the playlist. So we'll let you hear this one. Also continue with the conversation in the comments at any time, whether you're watching now or later on. You can let me know what you think of the sounds, if it sounds good, if it translates, if you like the songs, if you want the playlist, anything like that. Any kind of comments would be good. So let's go with this song. What do we think so far? It's a bit of a mix of genres. I am jumping around quite a bit with the genres, of course, because I don't want to stick to one kind of genre. Very easy to play music. I am a very scrutinizing kind of person. I want to know that the gear that I have or the speakers or whatever can keep up with a lot of different kinds of music. So I play metal, I play jazz, I play covers, I play natural instruments, I play a lot of digital instruments, which brings me to the next demo. I want to move on to something that's got quite a bit of bass in it and is something that I've often used in shows to showcase some of the demos. I found a couple of other new songs here. I'm going to take a risk on the other songs at the end of this video or towards the later part. I mean, I've not been online very long now, but I want to get through the songs first. So that way any viewers that come in and watch the video, they're not like, oh my God, where's the sound? Like, you know, everybody wants their answers right away. They want immediate gratification. So I'm going to put all the songs up front, and then in the playback, if the last songs get copyright flagged, I can chop them out and just use the front part of this video. And we can have a discussion and maybe do some requests and stuff like that at the end, whatever's possible. So here's a song that's got quite a bit of bass in it. Maybe it'll translate online. We'll have some verification for that, and hopefully it sounds good. It sounds good in here. I just want to say I don't know if it's going to sound good out there. Volume is basically the same, so it's up to the streaming service and recording. Yes, how are we doing? How's the bass on this track? This has got some serious bottom end to it. I'm gonna drop that down in the background there for a little bit. So let's see, good mic setup. It comes through very well. Bet copyright is on Tool, but give Tool Numina on for yourself app. Yeah, I actually have heard that. I played a lot of Opeth, Tool, a lot of different kinds of bands that I've been into for a long time, checking the drum sound, the percussion sound. What I find in a lot of this stuff is these actually have so much bass texture, like kick drums, the bottom end of snares, that kind of start-stop dynamics of bass textures, and percussion is very, very dominant in these, more so than I remember from any other change. The only other time I got this much better definition from bass is putting isoacoustics underneath my subs. The subs got a little bit tighter. They weren't losing any kind of percussion sound in any of the movement in the cabinet. Same thing with my previous speakers. When I put Arundel on top of the isoacoustics, they got snappier. And these are already snappy, and they're just sitting on the floor. Not even spikes underneath them, and they're already doing this good. In all songs, bass lines, I played some songs in the last demo, the bass guitar going crazy. I can maybe pull up another one that's got more bass definition. The last song will be the craziest one. So if you guys want to see some crazy bass, stick around to the end. The last song will be absolutely nuts. I played it for some other guys at a different brand at Expona, and they immediately added it to their playlist. So that's good for that. Let's check out another tune. This is one I found today. I think it's a fun song, and I think it's worthy of playing for also the micro detail and the high frequencies, as well as the low frequency definition and dynamics.
Let me get you plugged in, I'll show you where to drop in.
It's a lot lower.
Let me get you plugged in, 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 let me get you, let me get you, let me
Oh, that song's fun. Let me just rapid fire these. Turn that one. I'm being a bad DJ. I know. I apologize. Here's another one that I found today. I hope that the mics are picking up the joy that I'm experiencing right now. If not, just listen to them at home on your own. I'm sure that they'll be just as impressive. Absolutely crazy bass line. The subs are off. These are not on. Oh, I love this kind of music. I've got two other songs here. I want to get an opinion from the chat, from viewers. I see 4 people watching, only 1 person really commenting much. If anybody else is in the chat and like to ask some questions about the speakers, they are the CLC65 from Copenhagen Loudspeaker Company. New as of this year mainly. They were announced a little while ago, and production got ramped up and things got settled, and now they're out in the world making a tour. Steve Guttenberg already had a pair and had his opinion out there. Sternholm Reviews has had them in a couple of times. Sternholm has made a number of videos about these, a couple of demos, more people saying their piece at some pretty loud volumes. I remember they were playing bass frequencies over 100 decibels in their listening space, so they had their team evaluate them. I am absolutely blessed to have a pair here as well in white, so that's a blessing. I do appreciate that very, very much. So I want to share with everybody as much as possible, or as far as my content can reach, which is not very far on my own, but the content will be available for everybody to consume, to enjoy, to judge, to say, this doesn't matter, it's not what it really sounds like. Sure, we know that already, but it's fun. So here's one more song, and then we'll get into the last one for the day, at least from me, and then I'll take on some suggestions at the end. This has some crazy low bass. Fucking flawless. Clip it. I absolutely stunning bass performance. They're able to grip that low end and it doesn't get sloppy anywhere, and then it actually sounds cleaner. going to stop it there. I know, terrible DJs are supposed to lower the volume, stop the song at the end, mix. I apologize. I will fully take responsibility for that. Before I move on to the next song, let me just get some talking points in here. These microphones are the Rode microphones. These are M5s. You see them, condenser microphones above my ears. So these are positioned basically not binaural because my head isn't really between them. They're kind of firing out beside my head. Now, it doesn't look centered because this is the center line in my room, so the camera looks weird. They were here before, beside my shoulders. Now I've moved them in, so they are more accurate to like ear distance as far as binaural is concerned. In the system, like I said, they're Purify module amplifiers from Buckeye Audio. They have a micro audio power supply, 4K cat board, mono to the speakers. The speakers have their jumpers, so they're not bi-amplified. I did think about it. I do have other Purify amps in the other room. I have the 6525s, Gen 2s. I would have used those for the high end and then the 7040s for the low end because the 7040 SAs are a higher amp or current rating. They're almost the same. I think it's 35 amps on the 6525 and 40 on the 7040. The 7040 is a Gen 1 board. The 9040 or what is it? The 9040 board is the top of the line. I guess they have a Gen 2 of that one as well. So Martin's saying very happy you like them. That's awesome. Absolutely. ADHD DJ. Yeah, and you absolutely nailed it because that describes exactly what I am. I cannot stop everything from going along, and I don't have a plan. I just kind of like, oh, this is fun. Click, click, click. Yeah, I've gotten a lot of shit from people at parties changing too soon and switching things up. But I really I want some feedback from the audience to say like, hey, are these sound demos really good? Are they valuable? Do people enjoy them? I'll play a bunch of clips on the end, but I'm going to have to start and stop just to kind of get them in. And besides that, we don't need a whole lot of a song, really. If you just want to hear a clip, you only need a couple of seconds. So we're going to get to another one. This one promises to be crazy. I'm going to let the drop go, and then I'm going to dial it back. I promise you this one's a little bit nuts, though. It's not the same that I used at... Actually, it is the same I used at Expona. I hope you enjoy it. I set this one up for this purpose, to have something crazy on the back end. People don't want to hear me talk. They want to hear demos. So here's the last song. Not changing the volume. Good luck. So here's the tune. It is Apple Driver by Face. Face is apparently a very common customer, maybe not customer, but a visitor of some of the stores. He is known in the area in Denmark. He's from Germany or lives in Germany. So I love Face. I think he's got some amazing songs. And here is Apple Driver on the Purify drivers. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite songs. As far as drum and bass is concerned, I don't think it gets any crazier than that. Some of the textures there in the middle are really, really dense. The bass is basically changing frequencies and fluttering between frequencies very, very quickly. Pardon me. In here, it sounds phenomenal. I don't know how the recording is going to pick up everything. My room is manipulating the tone of it a little bit, be it that this is a bit of a small room. I have somewhat of a 47, 50 hertz bump somewhere, and about a 110, 115 sort of null that I'm trying to eliminate. I think the 110 I can probably eliminate best. The 50 hertz is going to be really hard to eliminate in terms of that. In terms of like a bump up, the 110, maybe I can get some pads in the back end or move the speakers just a little bit so that the frequencies are not bouncing around. However, I can't change the height of my ceiling and the width of the walls. That's essentially what's creating these frequency bumps and nulls anyways. Physics is just like, deal with it. So they've dealt with it. I really, really love how they sound. I am going to dip into my other playlist here. Let's just take it in stride. Does anybody else have a suggestion for songs? Does anybody want to hear something different? I can play something, but I don't want to get it blocked or muted or anything like that. I can play a song by a friend of mine, which I think is going to get copyright flagged anyways, but I do want to put his music on, so while we have a conversation, I can put this on in the background. This is cello and from the album Conversations. So I only want to play a little bit of it because God knows they're going to be after me for all kinds of copyright. I'm going to have to flag all these videos and then chop this down, whatever it may be. But how did natural instruments sound through the microphone setup? Now, I've been playing a lot of different stuff, not always natural instruments. So let me see if I can come up with another one that has natural instruments in it. Let me see. This one will probably get me flagged for sure, but it's a great song. Ah, I am still here. Camera must be overheating. Yeah, the camera that I have is linked through the system, and sometimes it has this kind of glitch. So yeah, I think the camera is probably overheating a little bit here. I can probably put this other camera on for the time being. Really weird. Come on now. Pick this camera. Yeah. So sometimes this camera starts to glitch out a little bit. The longer that I'm on, sometimes it has issues with things. Can't be the music. I mean, it's really, really great selection of music. This probably will get me flagged. Maybe not blocked. I don't want to push it too far. This one did get flagged but not blocked, so let's play this one. Same song that I used last time, but in a different mic position. See if I can get the view back. I guess not. I can figure this out. Oh yes, I know the Fink song. It's actually in my list. Should be in my list.
Troubles with sharing, trouble
Right?
with that dress that's as black as my heart on this train.
So I am going to stop it there, obviously, for good reason. But how does that translate? Now, that song is known by a lot of people. People will know that song very, very widely. I'm going to play another one from my list that almost everybody plays at almost every show. This one.
Thanks to you, I've got a reason to get out of bed, make a move or two.
Ah,
Thanks to you,
the computer disconnected, so I couldn't control it from here. It seems like I'm getting into all kinds of technicals. It might be time for me to play something really fun and just head out on that kind of note. What is everybody feeling now? What's the vibe, the impression of the recording of the speakers? That's quite a number of different songs that I wanted to showcase, more or less just to generate conversation, because we know that it's not accurate to what your room would sound like, but it's more of a stereo image sound from a demo or from a video than a lot of other availabilities are. Some people will do this. I figured I would do this live. Why not? I can have a conversation at the same time. It is a little bit of a different timeline, so I'm not going to catch all my normal crew. In the end, I say hello, yes, close to the end of an hour. I welcome everybody. My regulars are normally on at 6 p.m., but that puts it very late in Europe, and I wanted to do something a little bit different this time around. So let me see if there's anything else that I can do. This one also is played at a lot of shows. Where did I see that title? I just zipped past it. This one. So, why is it paused? The connection in here is starting to lose its grip. So it's stereo imaging. We have the left and right. I'm hoping that I'm sure that it does translate quite well on the other end. Any other suggestion now before I start to wrap this up completely? I don't really have to go per se, but I also don't want to keep playing a lot of songs. I think this is another one that I really enjoyed. One of the nicest cover tunes that I've heard.
Tried to dance around with flames and made from me cover. But I see the way your face just changed, as if you lost a lover. Did you lose a lover? Oh, and I know the story goes, you say you really tried, you didn't try it all. So now you hate the world, it hates you back, is your excuse to fall. You say you're dead inside, so you decide to cut off everyone. Cut off everyone. Are you a stranger?
I like it. I like it. I hate to cut it off like that, but I do enjoy the song. It's really, really interesting. There's a lot of layers to it. The acoustic vocals reminds me of a lot of choir stuff. Very, very interesting. I think I had something similar in one of my playlists. I had an Expona alternate playlist. Basically songs that I couldn't get played anywhere else, so I brought the playlist to Expona hoping that I could probably get them played, but was not very successful. I had some of them go through, but not everything.
Mountains green, no stain yet on the moon was seen. No words were laid on stream or stone when Durin woke and walked alone. He named the nameless hills and dells. He drank from yet untasted wells. He stooped and looked in mirror, and saw a crown of stars appear as gems upon a silver thread above the shadow of his head. The world was fair, the mountains tall, in elder days before the fall. As mighty kings in Naga throned and Gondolin, who now beyond the western sea.
Yeah, that's a great tune. Same artist as Big John, it's just a different song. God, I wish that we could start playing different songs instead of the same song all the time. This is the same artist using the same voice, using the same tones. Change up the songs, please. It's a little boring listening to the same stuff in shows all the time. There's not a whole lot. I mean, I could sit here and play music like pretty much all day long. I could just play music and share music with my friends. I wish people were here so I can share them more accurately, but the microphones are basically the best that I have, and I hope that the microphones were sufficient enough to showcase a little bit about what's going on in my room, more so than just my talking points. Now at least you have a recording or partial recording as a reference to what I may say and evaluate later on in a more formal review, talking about certain details, songs, and references in parts of songs that I like. You can check on your own. I'm so grateful and so happy that I got to listen to these. They really are something that I would keep if I could afford it. I've been looking at all the other stuff around my house like, oh my God, do I need this? Do I need this? Can I sell this? Would somebody buy this one? Can I downsize this? Just to, you know what I mean? Just to move the money from here to like here so I can get better speakers on the back end and then change a couple of other things that are not going to affect this system. That's how impressive they are. That's how much I really, really enjoy having them, that I'm considering downsizing or selling other things so that I can keep them here. Very seriously thinking about it. I need to plan things out quite a ways. I've had a lot of changes going on over the last year, and I've been very fortunate to work with some brands and friends that are local and dealers and all that kind of stuff. So I really don't want to be greedy. I want to respect my place. I appreciate everything that I've had, the journey that I've been on. That's why I want to share this as best as possible. To my friends that are out there, any viewers that don't know me yet or you're not subscribed, you could do that and keep up and watch some past shows. You'll see that I'm more casual. I like to have fun. I like to bring people into the conversation. My videos are not quite edited well. I don't do B-roll. I'm getting better with the sound, and I think the sound and audio is a lot better than doing B-roll. So I'm going to double down on doing sound and getting clips in here and playing songs and trying to get a copyright list that people can actually use. I have one assembled. Part of what I did today is for that purpose. Let me move this out of the way. So this was the list that I used today. Move that out of the way. Move this out of the way. So there's the songs there. Some of them are copyright free. The top end is copyright free. The bottom end is more for bass demo. I was using them for sound textures because the most unique thing about these speakers for me personally is their ability to translate and present clarity is unrivaled. The tweeter, it has so much smooth detail that it gives this presentation like it's extended, but I think that because it's so smooth and dynamic, you're getting more out of it because of the low distortion and its capability of presenting all those frequencies. It's spooky almost. It's like I didn't really get anything else new. It's not new cables, it's not a new DAC, it's not new CDs. I didn't switch anything else up. Just the speakers dialed in the room where they need to be. And immediately over time now I'm listening to songs where more and more details I don't remember hearing are coming out in the sounds. And I want to keep turning it louder. I'm like, what else is in this song? There's got to be like a bunch of stuff that I've never heard before in the back end, and I want to hear more of it. There may be one more song I can play. I'm pretty sure it's going to get blocked. If not, I mean, if I put it at the end, I can just clip it out. Does anybody, like, if I see two yeses in the chat, I'll play the other song. I know at least two people are going to say yes, so that's my... Check out City Limit. He's drum and bass with trumpet lead. City Limits. That's going to be... That's a song, right? That's an artist? Do you have a song name? Let me see. Yeah, this is starting to get a little slow. City Limits, drum and bass, trumpet lead. Let's just play something and see if this is the right one.
All the things I shouldn't have said, running in my head, running in my head.
Sounds about right.
We trenched a hole and laid in that bed. I love the ones who's tired, I love the ones who's lying, now hanging by a thread.
Can't say yes twice.
Show you I'm not the man you saw inside your head. If it's something stronger than regret,
All right.
it's in the dreams we have now, hanging by a thread. All the times I could have stayed there, cut us both so slack, and not overreact. I take the helm and forward my bed. For someone else you need, or stick the knife in deep, 'cause we're hanging by a thread.
Yeah, Bad DJ. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I'm a really big fan of drum and bass in general, so I think that's really cool. I'm gonna switch from streaming. I got 2 yeses in the chat, even though I think Martin's cheating by writing yes twice. I think you guys probably know I wanted to share the song anyways. However, it's at the end, so I'm going to preface that and say in the final edit of this video, hopefully it doesn't get blocked completely. That would be very, very unfortunate. If it does get blocked completely, what I'll do is re-upload it as is with the edits. I'll chop the songs out and I'll just leave all of everything else in here. Most of the video will be intact. The chat, everything else will be on screen. So this is a song by Prince. It's one of my favorite go-to demo songs by Prince. It's very clean and detailed. It's got incredible dynamics in it. I wish I was more into Prince when I had the opportunity to know more about him. So there's yes number 2. Okay, that's official. So bear with me. I'm gonna lead in with a pause. We're gonna play the song, and then if I have to cut it out, I will. And if anybody sees this afterwards and the song's missing, you know why. It's Prince, and his library is pretty secured, so I won't be able to leave the video in on the playback if it gets completely blocked. So fair warning. Absolutely don't have to apologize if you're busy. Life is life. The replay is always available for people, and that's what I want reshared. I'll probably clip some of the stuff down for conversation's sake. Anyways, so here's the demo. Hopefully it translates well online, and I hope you enjoy it.
He was not, or never had been in favor of setting our people free. No, no. If it wasn't for the 13th Amendment, yes, sir, would have been born in slavery. He was not, or never had been in favor, no, of letting us vote. So you see, Abraham Lincoln was a racist. Oh, yes, sir. Who said you cannot escape from history? Like the snow coming down the mountain, it landed on wounded knee. Nobody wants to take the weight, the responsibility.
Well, I am going to cut the rest of it off. So, if I had to cut that song out, you'll know that it got my video completely blocked. It is Prince. The song is called Avalanche. It is an older song. It's an album where it's solo piano, One Night Alone, piano, voice and piano by Prince. it's such an amazing tune. There's so much dynamics and intimacy. The intimacy in the song allows for so much, like you can hear the studio setting, the rustling on his chair, if he shifts to hit the piano in a different way. You can hear all of that detail freakishly well on the CLC65s. I mean, I thought I heard this song before in great detail. I have at shows, and I've heard other speakers with giant ribbon tweeters and ultimate sensitivities of 95 dB replay some of this stuff, but this, you get to hear everything. If he shifts his chair and there's like a low rumble on the stage, you can hear that in the bass here too. There's so much texture. So it's absolutely phenomenal to hear it this way. Again, I'm so grateful that I got to listen to these speakers. The purpose of these videos is to not say, hey, this is what they sound like definitively. No, it's a chance for me to talk with my friends live, and I appreciate those who have joined, and to share some of the sounds as recorded in my room, whatever it sounds like in my room, with improved stereo sound in my podcast videos, whatever the case may be. So after the hour mark here, I want to open up just for any kinds of questions, any kinds of statements. I do appreciate your time, Martin, for being here. I know that it's moving on towards 11 p.m. there, so that's great. It is a weekend. Hopefully it was worthwhile. I do appreciate it. Any specifics or questions or anything like that that comes up, I'm unable to answer. I'm able to draw those questions out here. Martin is very well known and or knows a ton about these speakers. If anybody needs details, it would be the perfect time to ask those questions, and I can relay any answers that I really need to get. So far, it's been pretty self-explanatory. It's a passive radiator speaker design. It's sort of like a studio monitor-ish with a hi-fi characteristic. I would say it's got hi-fi soul and monitor audio spirit. And I don't want to say monitor audio because that's a brand, but like studio monitor spirit, but the soul of hi-fi, because it's so clean and so enjoyable to listen to. It doesn't listen like you're reading a schematic is what it is. It's not that glaringly flat. It's got some flavor to it, and it's all good flavor. It's the kind of texture and what you want from a space. Now, I have one more experiment to do, which has been requested, and I haven't done yet, which is to put the tweeters on the outside. So right now, if I'm able to flip this camera one more time, right now the tweeters are on the inside. Now these are done on purpose because this is where my KEF R11 metas were, and this is the location of the tweeters for those towers. What I wanted to do is get measurements of songs or a clip of songs, REW perhaps, of the tweeters in the same spot, and then for these models, I'll swap them and put them on the other side, and then give my impression what the speakers sound like with the tweeters closer to the wall. Now I've got some materials on the wall that are a little bit diffusion, but not really diffusion. Some people would say they're not real diffusion, they're just like plastic panels. So I can try it and report back, but I don't expect a lot of actually, I think I have that. I don't know if I have that CD. I do. When the Lights Go Down is a song I used to play all the time. Amazing bongos, or I believe it's bongos that comes in with a bass line, and then the piano is very crisp, very funky tune. It's just 7 minutes long, so I don't play it much. I used to play this song all the time. Absolutely, I do that. So, got a boot less than 2 weeks before overseas vacation. Oh yeah, you got a lot of stuff to do there. And then this song for sure, I play it all the time. But again, one song in a stream, taking a chance on Prince for sound demo is enough. If I do any more than that, I'm sure to get pinched. So again, the purpose of the video was to not showcase this is what they sound like. It's more like this is kind of what I'm hearing in my room via the stereo microphones that I have. And this gives a better representation than the DJI camera or any other microphone setup that I've used. This will be more of what it sounds like in my room. So I hope that it translates well. I hope that people appreciate that much effort. I will continue to do it. I'll be using them in future videos, live streams, full captures. Now I have the sound and the video that I can use. But yeah, that's it for me on a Saturday. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you very much for spending time with me on a Saturday, as late or as early as it is. I appreciate it. The playback should be available within the day if it doesn't get blocked. I will reiterate or re-upload it if it gets blocked. I'll trim out sections and re-upload it. It is what it is. YouTube has their rules. I have to abide by their rules. If you guys want to know what they sound like, check out the 30-day trial period that a CLC offers on the 65 model. You can try them in home. Everything, like the shipping is like paid for. They're like all the taxes, shipping, imports, all that stuff is taken care of. The stands are incredibly heavy. I didn't expect that, but they are. They mount underneath. You can see my unboxing, my assembly video that I covered in that video. I don't want to reiterate myself. Just watch the other video. Subscribe down here, these buttons, like buttons, and subscribe to stuff if you want to see more. I go live at random times sometimes, so coming back once in a while is okay, but if you want to be part of the chat, you got to be here live. So, crap, I almost missed it. I'm here now. I apologize, Mirage. Yeah, I was a little bit early. I am on the way out now. We've been on for about an hour and 15 minutes, so the replay should be available within the hour. Hopefully all the songs stay. If not, then maybe I can sneak something else in. Probably won't be able to do that today, but maybe one of these other songs I can sneak them in. But again, copyright mutes or blocks songs, so I can't include that stuff. Half of at least the first half of the video will be okay. I kept all my copyright stuff free. In the earlier part, the later part, we got a little we got a little ADHD DJ. So anyways, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it. Watch the replay, watch some of the previous videos. Anybody that's new, do the subscribe stuff. I do appreciate that. That helps you view what I have going on and helps me know that people like what I'm doing. So it's sort of like a feedback loop. If you can comment on anything. If not, reach out on Facebook and Instagram. I'm there as well for shorter content. Yeah, and with that, I leave you adieu, to speak a little bit of French. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I will be back tomorrow. I have an SVS unboxing. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I think it's going to be the other room. I'm going to have to set up a camera to like overhead to showcase everything that's going on. It should be interesting. You want to see me almost cut myself opening boxes or fall over because the speakers are big. Tune in tomorrow, 6 p.m. I think I set it for. It's in the live channel. Yeah. So thank you to Martin for being here. I appreciate all the help and advice and being part of this process. I appreciate your work very much. Hopefully that translates. Yeah, more to come about these speakers. I just love them so much and have since the very beginning, as well as been a fanboy of Purify since their very launch, defending the fact that they have a unilateral or linear suspension, and now their new tweeter, this being the first production model with all Purify drivers, tweeter, mid-range, and woofer, as well as passive radiators on the back. If you guys want to know, why am I talking like a YouTuber? If you guys want to know any more about the speaker CLC65, you will see lots of stuff pop up. Check out the website, check out the details online. Don't necessarily have to take my word for it. Like I said, there's 30 days. You could try them at home. Lots of stuff like that. But anyways, thank you very much for being here. I leave you now. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. I'll see you tomorrow. To my friends, take it easy. Enjoy your music. Be safe. Be well. Cheers. Thank you for being here. Bye.